In the previous video, we discussed what body composition is. In this video, let's understand the next steps to your fitness journey, which is figuring out how to alter your body composition and body weight to suit your goals. To do this, first we have to understand the three paths we can take when it comes down to changing your current body composition. First, there's weight loss, actually fat loss, which is the most important goal for a lot of people starting this journey. Second, there's weight gain, which practically means gaining lean muscle mass with a bit of fat mass to get you into the healthy range of body fat, especially if you're on the lower end of the spectrum when it comes to body fat levels. Third, there's a combination of both where you try to gain lean muscle mass and lose fat at the same time, which we call body recomp or body recomposition. Before we get into this, you have to understand the basics of how to gain or lose weight at first place. Like most things, our bodies also require energy to function. For us, this comes in the form of calories from the foods that we eat. When we consume food, it gets broken down into its base macronutrients, which are carbs, fats, or proteins. And these macros provide us with the calories that help us to live and function. When we overconsume calories more than what our body needs to survive and function, the excess gets stored as body fat. When you don't get enough calories through food, our body has to break down our own stored fat to provide the rest of the calories needed to sustain ourselves. This is the basics of how calories influence our body in whether we gain or lose weight. We'll discuss this in more detail in the later video. Now, coming back to the three parts we discussed, let's start off with weight loss first. First, we have to understand there's a difference between losing weight and what people actually want to do, which is losing body fat. Body weight can be lost from the way of muscles, fat, body water, glycogen, undigested weight in the gut, and so on. So when we say weight loss, it's more specifically losing body fat while preserving as much muscle mass as possible at the same time. To achieve this, we have to get into a calorie deficit. In simple terms, a calorie deficit is basically providing your body with less calories than what it needs to sustain itself, so that it's forced to break down and burn stored body fat to make up for the difference and keep your body functioning normally. If we do this for a period of time, say 4 weeks an example, we can lose quite a bit of chunk of body fat and with proper nutrition and training, preserve muscle mass as well. While trying to lose weight, we also recommend that you strength train to preserve as much muscle mass as possible. It's possible to lose fat without exercising, but the chances of you losing muscle mass are far greater, especially as you get into lower body fat percentages. Preserving muscle will ensure that your metabolism is still running high and also that you have a structure when you lose body fat. So there's something to show and the body is tight. Now, how much weight or body fat should you aim to lose? For men, the top range of what's considered healthy would be close to 20% body fat. Anything above this can lead to health issues down the line. For women, the top range would be closer to 30%, as women generally tend to carry more body fat than men, and this is completely normal. If you're starting your fitness journey above these body fat ranges, then it would be a good idea to try and get under these ranges relatively quickly to prevent any health issues from happening. Post that, you can continue to lose body fat to achieve your desired look without any major worries. We would recommend that for a normal healthy male person, maintaining a body fat of between 10 to 16% would be ideal, as this will give you the best bang for the buck in terms of health, appearance, and fitness. For women, anything between 22 to 26% would be recommended for their looks and health both. And if you want to look good naked, for example, a beach body or a photo shoot look, then men should be below 12% and women should be below 18% in general. Now let's talk about weight gain. Weight gain is a little more nuanced than weight loss. Being underweight can be just as harmful for your body as being overweight, especially if you're having a very low body fat percentage combined with low muscle mass. So when it comes to weight gain, depending on your current starting point, it might be a beneficial idea to gain a combination of body fat and muscle mass together to get into the healthy range first and then focus more on prioritizing muscle mass afterwards. But if you're somewhere close to 15% body fat for men and 22% body fat for women, then you should focus on gaining lean muscle mass. So that's the maximum amount of muscle mass that you can gain without adding more body fat. or minimal body fat gain. Weight gain follows a similar principle to weight loss, just in the opposite direction. Instead of providing your body with less calories than what it needs to function, be provided with a slight surplus. This surplus will lead to gaining body fat as well and muscle mass over a period of time if you are strength training with progressive overloading. Ideally, the goal is to minimize fat gain while maximizing muscle gain. So strength training is highly recommended, if not mandatory for this. Actually, it's mandatory. Now let's talk about the third part, body recomposition. Body recomp is when you try to gain muscle and lose body fat at the same time. This can be a valid option for people who are average in terms of body fat and muscle mass, and also for those who might not want to start off with a strict diet immediately. In body recomposition, the idea is to hover around between your maintenance calories, that is the calories required to maintain your current body fat, with the right nutrition and strength training to force your body to burn off body fat and gain muscle mass at the same time. This can be a slower process compared to the other two straightforward methods, as you can't expect to drastically lose body fat or gain a substantial amount of muscle within a short period of time. So basically, keeping your calories under maintenance level and strength training with progressive overloading and keeping your protein intake high will make sure that your body is recomping ideally. This process requires patience. So this method is recommended for people who are willing to give themselves time to learn the process of getting into a healthier, fitter lifestyle without compromising on their social life or getting into any strict or harsh diet. Also for getting people who like the idea of getting stronger without compromising on a lot of foods. So this video was about which direction you want to go with, whether it's weight loss, muscle gain, or body recomp. The next video is going to be about how we do that. So basically understanding your TDEE and macros.